Well, today on Ambition Garage, I put the tiniest sheet metal screws I could possibly find in my mouth and then proceed to use the filthiest gloves that I can find to pick them out, and I get grease all over my face and it looks like I ate a 1030 sandwich. But we do get some stuff done. This is a continuance of the last video because I'm terrible at editing. Cool. All right, so this video is kind of spreading out throughout a couple of days, mainly because I am still a dad and a husband, so I've had to take care of some some stuff on that end. So I've got the car into the garage, and I went ahead and just laid a piece of cardboard over the top, traced it from the bottom side, made me a template. I'm gonna try and cut it probably about you can't really see. Try and cut it, leave about an inch on each side, and that will give me enough like bite to be able to kind of take some sheet metal screws and run them through those holes. Once I get it kind of bent into the position that I want for it to kind of stick right even with that hood layer. And I'm gonna do as best I can. I'm not gonna make this thing perfect. It's gonna look way better, and it will, more importantly, be more effective when I slap that turbo on this thing as far as getting heat out from underneath the hood. So that's the main reason for this. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and, I can't find my suction cup mount. I think I may have left it over at Adam's shop yesterday, so I'll see if I can get you guys propped up so we can do a time lapse. If not, I may just cut back to me getting this all installed and everything. All right. Alright, so the goal here is to get this. The reason why I hammered all that flat to that piece of wood is it'll kind of raise this mesh right up to it's even with the hood. It's kind of hard to see, but it'll make it come in a lot nicer. And then on the bottom side here, you can see the way it rolls over will give me a spot to kind of sheet metal screw everything in. And then I can come back with a little bit of glue and just hold it into place, you know, kind of seal that up. So that's what we're gonna do. I got one more to do, and then we'll get this stuff screwed in and bring you guys back. All right. So as you can see, I got them just kind of sheet metal screwed in place, but that seemed to go pretty well. And okay, well that was right on the rod. So the overall effect on what we're going for here is that. So, I mean, it keeps large debris and rocks and crap out of it. And it's gonna add some vents, a little bit of heat escape. I think it looks pretty cool. Like I said, I've done it before, and once everything gets painted up, that won't look as bad. I don't know what color I'm gonna end up painting it. It depends on what color the car goes. I kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna do, but not completely set on it and color-wise. So, but that looks pretty good. I definitely like that. I've always liked how that looked on the other car. I think it looks equally as good on this one. These are a little bit bigger. They're a little bit more aggressive than the other ones. Again, I kind of like it. And that, where that airflow meter is, essentially right to the inside of that is where the turbo, basically compressor housing and everything sits. And my plumbing would come off this way. So, I mean, it's going to add a little bit of, you know, get some of that heat away from the engine bay and out of that turbo area. So definitely like that. I have my man Jamie, J-Dub, buddy who used to live with me years ago. It's been, God, I guess it's probably been 20 years. He's got a Fox body, and he's been watching the videos, and he was like, man, I got this radio that I was kind of saving. I wasn't sure whether I was going to put it in there. Didn't really want to cut apart the dash, so I got this double din. So I'm actually going to throw this double din in because I am so excited to get rid of that giant hole. And I did want to show you guys. I went ahead and just ordered like a mountain bike e-brake handle. And I had to wrap that a couple of times before I slid that on. It was a little small, so I wrapped it with some like some bat tape that my youngest son had for baseball, and we threw that on there, and then I hammered the drift button on. So that's probably broken, but hey, looks good. Anyway, let me try and throw this radio in real quick. All right, heck yeah. All right, well, I got this thing in. There is still just a little bit of a gap. I guess, to be honest, have an odd shaped dash, but I got this perfect little hashtag party plate. Fits in there perfect. Like how that looks. This thing, look at how, dude, look at how new this is. It still has the plastic on it. Like, I don't think Jamie ever mounted this into anything. Oh, that's satisfying. Look at how much better this thing looks, man. The dash looks so much better. And, like, I cannot say this enough. The sound that this makes, I don't want to play anything on it because I don't understand copyrights and stuff like that. And, but my Lord, this thing is a way different stereo. It sounds, I'm actually going to be able to hear the music playing, like, while I'm driving this car, I think. So, really, really stoked. Jamie, my man, J-Dub, thanks, dog. I'm grinning ear to ear. I want to get some 6x9s set back here to really make this thing like pop, because this stereo sounds good. Dude, I appreciate you. This is one of the best parts about doing stuff like this, like doing this video, is, you know, the car community is such a cool place. And when you've made friends over car, that's how me and Jamie met. He had a S10 that had some 20s on it, and it was all primer. He had rolled it over, and he fixed the cab and everything and put new sheet metal on it. He had these, they might even have been 22s. Jay, I apologize if they're 22s. I'm not trying to shortchange you, brother. But, you know, we met over cars, and we actually lived together for a while, and he ended up moving to Virginia, which I believe is where he's at now. And I mean, just since I've started this, Jamie reached out, sent me the stereo. Dylan multiple times has come through. Adam has helped me with some stuff and let me use the shop. Like, really appreciative to all of you guys who watch, but also like everybody who kind of reaches out and tells you, hey, you're doing a good job, or I got these extra parts, or whatever it is. I love the car community. I love this part of it. So that's really cool. Yeah. all we got left from this video is to get some knuckles done. So I gotta go do some father husband things, and we'll get back on it. I'll jump back into a time lapse with you guys. But so stoked! I'm gonna go take this for a drive, pick up Kobe, and maybe we'll get this thing back home and up on jack stands and get going. So thanks again, guys. Jamie, thank you. Everybody, thank you so much. All right, there they are. That is the passenger side, that's the driver's side. And so what I'm basically gonna do here is I'm gonna take, it's right at about 3/4 of an inch out of each side here. And then I'm gonna heat them up real well. I'm gonna put a nice bevel on these all the way around, and then a nice bevel on this edge. And like I said, it's right at about 3/4 of an inch, real close to an inch when you factor in the blade length. And then I also like to make sure that I keep that pivot point as even as possible, so I'll check it before I tack everything in place. And then yeah, we'll get to burning this thing in. I've done this setup before on this car. I had extended lower ball joints and braided brake lines, and I got rid of all of that. I parted that out as one big piece, so I'm gonna have to redo the would you shut up? Anyway, I gotta do I do have to get the ball joints at some point, but these ones are still in pretty good shape. They're factory ones. I think all of this stuff is off of that 95M edition, because when I parted this car out, I pretty much sold everything. I sold the knuckles, arms, brake lines, all of that. Oddly enough, I didn't sell the calipers and brackets and rotors. I don't think the kid, I can't remember whether he said he had bigger brakes or whether he just didn't want to pay me for those parts, which was I was basically giving them away to the kid. But he was like, "No, don't worry about taking it apart." So I just sold him the lowers with the extended ball joints and the braid. Actually, if I remember correctly, maybe I'm wrong. I don't even know if I ever put the braided lines on this car. They may be here somewhere. I don't know. I bought a set of braided lines. I think that's why that's sitting out of that bracket, is because I think I never put them on, and I just pulled them out and bent the metal, which is absolutely not what you're supposed to do. But it worked for years. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I know I have to do right now, which is get those chopped, get everything measured, get them cut, and yeah, we'll get them slapped back on the car. I am probably going to just go ahead and kill it for tonight. We've got a baby shower coming up tomorrow, and my oldest, AJ, is going to be into town doing a volleyball tournament, so I've got a bunch of dad and husband stuff to do. But I am going to finish these knuckles this weekend. We've got them off. I'm going to start cutting them today, so I can't drive this car. And the Mercedes can't have its parking spot back until I get these knuckles done, which will be motivation. Because that's the best way I can do it. Because I'm an idiot. Right? Yay. Time lapse. Well, I went ahead and did a really nice root pass underneath all this, and then came back and just did a couple of good burn it in passes. So we should be pretty set up now. These knuckles should be plenty strong. And I didn't really want to show anybody the cutting of it and everything because I don't know about all the liability stuff or whatever, and I don't want somebody copying what I'm doing and then they don't know how to weld properly and the end breaks off and they go yard selling off into a ditch and I'm getting sued. So I didn't film any of that. I just kind of had them cut, chopped them to what I know works. It actually was 1 inch that I actually chopped out of it after looking at the old little kind of jig that I had made. The way it lined up was taking a whole inch of material after the cut, which was interesting. I really thought it was about 3/4 of an inch, but these are going to be fairly aggressive. I did do a little bit more of an angle on the tie rods. The last time I built knuckles, I kind of made the tie rod and the ball joint the same angle, and I feel like it kind of bound up the steering a little bit at full lock. So I changed that slightly to try and offset the amount of camber that the car runs, and then kind of how the knuckle cycles. It should keep that tie rod end fairly flat most of the way through. So hopefully that makes a difference. I don't know, to be honest with you. That was more of a kind of on-the-fly change. And to be completely straightforward, I had seen another company or two that I've seen do knuckles. They kind of had something similar, so I figured there's some science behind that. So I stole all their sciencey stuff and put it onto my car. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and throw these on and get this car back on the ground and hopefully get this video wrapped up and edited and onto the YouTube. Let's go. Well, I feel a little bit like a dummy because I didn't do like I didn't do it before and after. So I wasn't able to kind of show you what it had. It was probably around 36 degrees, I think, this factory. And it's not going to be like, this isn't like welding on WiseFab, man. I added maybe 12 degrees of usable angle. But when you have like 36, that seems like a lot more. So I'm gonna real quick, I'll start the car and cut the wheel, just show you. So I don't know how easy it is to see from there. But it does give us a great deal more than what I had, so I'm stoked with it. I've had this set up before and it worked perfectly fine the last time. So that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I did kind of want to do just kind of at the end let you guys know my wife is getting very close to having our baby, and I'm gonna try as hard as I can to film as much as I can and have stuff to do, but obviously I've got to be a father and a husband first, so I'll probably be dealing with that. So it might not be every week that you have to endure me and this ugly little thing, but I'll make sure that I do try and keep some stuff going. I've got some stuff in the garage. Maybe we can tear down those
2 engines. I want to re-ring the one, but I've got to get the oil pan off of the other, and then see if either one, you know, if one of those is a good block, good donor to just kind of ball hone and re-ring and have the head done, and throw some head gaskets and throw ARP studs and a Cometic head gasket, and get it ready for boost. So anyway, I still got a couple things I want to start this. I think one of the next videos I want to do is just get this whole car, the vinyl stripped down off of it, start body work and fix it. So we'll see where it goes. It may be kind of slow for the next couple of months, just while we're dealing with doctor's appointments and then having the baby and then having to be home and help take care of her and the baby boy coming. So anyway, I appreciate you watching, and keep it greasy side down, yeah?